Hi, my name is Grace Cohen. I was struggling with my son. I love my son. He was just coming into his academic career at 5 years old, and every day he would go to school and tell me how much he hated it. Like, he dread going to school. And I get emotional about it because I was working with him, and the teacher was like, the first year of school we had to learn our ABCs, and I know that seems really simple to many people, but for him, he couldn't match the symbol of an A to the sound of the A and put the two together. So if I showed him the symbol, he didn't know that that was an A. But if I asked him, can you point out the A, he could point to it. So he did know it, but there was like this connection that wasn't happening for him. And we would be, doing all these different exercises, trying to get him to memorize these the alphabet and the symbols, and he was just breaking down, and there was other things with struggling with reading and numbers, and as a parent you just get, you're asking for help at school, you're asking for help with different therapists, and I went to a lot of different people, invested a lot of different money and a lot of different situations. And the other thing that was happening with my son is he wasn't that he wasn't verbal, because he was verbal, but he wasn't able to you could see him get locked up and get really frustrated and not be able to tell me what was upsetting him, and he would just shut down. And the more and more he started to shut down, the more and more he knew it, but he couldn't recall it. Anyway, we started going to Marina. She came to me, and we started going to her, and halfway through the sessions that we signed up for, he had a breakthrough. Not necessarily with the learning challenge that he had, but a breakthrough with his emotions, and being able to tell me one night, we were getting ready for bed, and he just said, "Mommy, I'm really upset that I'm not Star of the Week." And I said, "Well, what's Star of the Week?" And he goes, "Well, everybody in class has gotten it and I haven't yet." And so I said, "Well, what do you know what it is?" And he goes, "I don't know." And he started crying. Those of you who don't know, most of you won't know my son, he never cries. Like, if he falls down, skins his knee, he's not a crier. So for him to cry, I knew it really upset him. And so I talked to the teacher to find out that, it was just a draw of the luck, like they had a bowl of names and he just could draw it out of there. Anyway, the fact that he was able to share something that was emotionally upsetting him, and then see that he could talk to me about it and we can resolve it, I know that seems crazy, but I believe it had to directly deal with the neurofeedback and opening up, because she had said the week before she was working on his emotion and opening him up to be able to talk about his emotions. And in fact, that's what happened. And then little by little, different things started to happen and change for him, and he was able to make better decisions in terms of just how he's interacting with different people. So I have a great belief in this new science of neurofeedback training.